Hi, I'm Helga Blue. Welcome to the long-awaited decor video for the ultimate meadows base. With the mountains and plains biomes open to us, I'm going to show you how to make a glass chandelier, overhead storage, and lots of furniture pieces to bring style and functionality to your designs. So let's get into it. A couple of people have commented about the boars' safety. With that in mind, let's set them up underground. What could be safer than that? Digging down with my pickaxe, if you stick to north, south, east or west facing directions, your wall should be nice and straight. This will make your life so much easier. You can decide later whether to line the walls with stone. For the roof, I'm using stone flooring, which sits close enough to the ground to blend in nicely and will be useful a little later. Make sure the first layer of stone sits low enough and is embedded into the ground for natural support. They will then show blue if you hover over them. Now that you have the area safe and secure, let's figure out how to get the little blighters into their new home. Create a safe space to corral them and use food to entice them close to the edge. Then push them in. Oh look, I didn't even have to get them here. They're happily wandering towards the berries. Once the boars are safe and sound, we can start on the roof. You'll need to add some supporting stone arches. It's not too critical where you place them, just space 2 on each side. Then fill in and close the top. Work from the outer edges inward for the best result. To create an entrance for feeding, dig a path down toward the boars, but before you get too close and risk them escaping, build a temporary wall. Once inside the pen, keep the boars at bay with additional walls. Otherwise, they annoy you no end while you're trying to work. Adjust the length and depth of the entrance to suit your needs. Trial and error helps here. And then add a door and stairs. Tidy up the sides and your Boar Pen is complete. Time for the outdoor work area. Place a windmill in the corner and smelters and kilns on the new stone floor. I may enclose this area later, but for now there's plenty enough to do in this video. To give the base a homely and complete feel, add a veggie patch, some plants, shrubs and trees. Paving and grassy areas also make a big difference. To enhance the beauty of my garden, I'm using a mod called Planteverything, which you can find on Thunderstore. I'll put a link to it in the description below. This mod allows for incredible customization, letting you plant a wider variety of flora to create stunning landscapes. However, if you prefer to stick with the vanilla game, you can still achieve a beautiful garden using the correct biome options like berry bushes, saplings and flowers. Experiment with different layouts and don't forget to include pathways or fencing. Now for the exciting part, the interior. First up, windows. I absolutely love crystal windows. Place them inside door frames. It looks quite realistic, doesn't it? I'm a stickler for neat storage, and I've developed a built-in cupboard style that I like. With outer walls 6 meters apart, you can fit 6 reinforced chests across the bottom. Carefully line them up as they won't snap together. Use their metal edges as guides. Add 1 by 1 floor pieces on top using the shift key to place them freely. Make the shelf just slightly higher than the chest tops. Then stack the next layer. Repeat until you have 3 stacks high. My preference is to use signs to label my storage, but this isn't necessary and some people hate it. But if done right, it can actually add to the aesthetic and make your game life so much easier. The black writing is far too difficult for me to see, so I always change the colour to white. This works for basic colours like yellow, blue, white and green, but if you have a specific colour and you know the hex code, simply type bracket, hex code, close bracket. Then the item name will be in that colour. Easy, hey? No mods are required and anyone can do it. The workbench upgrade tool shelf notoriously doesn't sit well on stone, so I place a wooden beam first to attach it to. The forge tool rack, however, sits fine on stone. And then the artisan table and spinning wheel will complete your room. With the artisan's table comes the oven. This is why I used 2 hearths earlier. The oven sits perfectly on top in the centre, creating a unified fire area. Place the pots and pans and other upgrades inside the fire area. I know this hides them, but we don't have much other room yet. You could maybe move them later if you wanted to. Now, as promised, I will show you an overhead storage idea that is a brilliant space saver, especially in small builds. Place 3 floor pieces exactly 1 stone below the roof. Go upstairs and remove the 3 floor pieces, revealing the ones you just added. Place 6 storage containers in a neat row along the lower floor. Back downstairs, close up the sides and front to create a lovely fireplace feature. But how do you access the storage, you ask? Remove the floor. Each chest is now usable just by looking up. Pretty cool, hey? If you want to use the signs, once again, place wood beams across the bottom and fix the signs to it. Tidy off the front and side edges to match the rest of your decor. Any table of choice can be placed in the dining area. If you choose the round one, make sure to align it to the floor, which will make placing chairs in the right places easier. Stand on top of the table and look down to place chairs slightly out from the table. This will be the perfect spacing for sitting. When adding bench tops over the storage, once again use the Shift key to get it to hover slightly higher. When you're happy with the alignment, connect them all the way across so that the other side is lined up correctly too. Then you can destroy the middle one over the steps for access. I am adding shelving against this wall, lined up with the bench tops, which I will add some mead bottles to. With a couple of fermenters and some more 1x1 floor pieces on the other side, it's really starting to resemble a cosy tavern. I think the new Bogwitch serving tray is one of the best updates. The platters are not only a great source of food, but they look amazing used as props for our homes too. Some of you have asked me how to do double walls. There's a simple and easy way to do them using a wooden door. Fix the door to the location where you want the wall to be. I'm going to do 2 dividing walls here. The reason we use a wooden door is because it has 3 snapping points, one at each end and one in the middle. Snap a wall onto one of the outer points, turn the next wall around and snap it into the middle. Now you have 2 walls joined as tightly as possible and perfectly aligned. If you want to leave a gap between them, use the 2 outer snapping points only of the door. Once your first double wall is set correctly, you can remove the door and fill in the wall correctly without issue. Into the bedroom we go. I like to put red jute curtains above the bed head. Start in the centre of the wall and work outwards in whichever pattern you prefer. Now the bed can be easily placed matching the centre point. Place a raven chair for comfort and some lights, then a side table by manually placing the first side using the shift key, and then add the others to it. Red jute carpet will finish off the bed area. For a dressing table in the corner, use 1x1 wall and floor pieces. With wood shutters covering each end, leave a nice gap in the middle for a chair. Place a crystal wall piece on a central angle using the shift key to get it right. Add 1 metre beams to each side and you have a mirror. Now decorate the sides of the dressing table with a treasure chest and some perfume or aftershave bottles. A carpet and lamp will top it all off nicely. The wardrobe will give us a place to highlight or hide the armour stands. To get the right height, start with a wood wall half, then place 2 floors on top of it. Armour stands can then be added. More storage can be added underneath for your spare armour sets. Then enclose the bottom section using wooden shutters. The side can now be removed and replaced with a wood wall, stacked 2 high and enclosed with wood gates. Add roof and trims. The space between upstairs rooms is going to be my trophy cavern. You could dedicate each wall to a different biome and arrange the trophies on it how you'd like. To make this stand out as a special feature, remove the rest of the flooring under it, so it will be seen from downstairs. Then install a safety rail at the 1 metre height. How nice does that look? After trimming off everything neatly, I've decided to add 4 metre dark wood beams to the stairs going to the ceiling. This will draw the eye upward and create a nice clear division between the 2 parts of the house. Hopefully your chosen location has amazing views that can be appreciated through the glass here. This will be a fun relaxation space with a hot tub. Wrap the wolf rugs around the edge, turning them to connect with each other and around the base of the hot tub. Add an armour stand in the corner to hang your clothes while you bathe. And 2 armour stands facing the wrong direction with linen capes on them to simulate a towel rack. Moving on to the living room, we need a cabinet. Start with a wood wall half and add floors on top. Whoops, I made a mistake there. Never mind, easy fix. Using 1x1 wall pieces, we will build the shelving. The stone golem trophy will sit in the centre location and it will provide a natural light. Place it on an item stand. Then, to make it look even more special, add crystal walls on an angle in the front. Signs make great imitation books when aligned carefully. Adding glowing meads to the cabinet will add another natural light source. Seating is important in any living area. To match the cabin feel upstairs, use wood floors at the top of one core wood. Using a wood bench with the arrow pointing towards you under the floor so it's just visible at the front. This is the perfect location so you can sit and look correct. Add core wood beams at the ends. And we'll close off the back area with a shelf made from 1x1 floor pieces. And core wood to hide the gap. Add some items to the shelf. And there you go. As it's Christmas time, I am going all out with the theme. A tree, presents and garlands, and mistletoe will all help brighten up the room with the festivities. As promised in the beginning of this video, I'm going to show you how to make my crystal chandelier. First, find the centre of the roof, or the best place for you. Add a 2-metre pole from this location. Then place 4 item stands neatly around the base of the pole. You'll need 4 items for light. I'm using crypt keys, but you could also use circling trophies or Brenner trophies, which will give off different colour lights. Now using crystal walls, place one into the bottom of the pole. Now we're going to form a circle with the crystal walls around the pole by clipping one in, then turning the next one by one tick. It can be tricky at first, but keep at it and you'll get there. When you get to the last gap, this is the hardest spot to fix. But if you get it right underneath, then use the snapping keys E or Q and eventually it will snap into the right spot. Well done, now you have a crystal chandelier. Mountain trophies go in the living room alongside the cartography table. I tried to fit the plains biomes trophies inside, but due to their size, I had to hang them outside under the roof overhang. And that's it. Our simple meadows home has become a fully equipped and stunning base. Oh, you might notice I also added stone wall fortifications around the entire perimeter of the base, with wooden stake walls on top to prevent it looking too much like a prison. This should keep those nasty trolls and other pests out, or at least give you a little bit more time to get to them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was worth the wait. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Next week we're entering the mistlands, where I'll explore how to incorporate black marble into this base. As always, happy building, team!